Okay, what are we on? Day 3? Okay. We took 3.5 inches out of this elbow, had it welded back up, put it in place. We need another 1-inch spacer here, and then we get into the fun part. This is 3.5 inches. The mass airflow sensor on one side of the housing is 3.5 inches, but it's on the wrong side. So it goes 3.5 to 3 to 3.5 to 3 and 3. So what I'm going to attempt to do is use a 3.5 inch to 3 inch silicone elbow, if I can find one. And then I'm going to try to take this piece of aluminum pipe and make my own mass airflow sensor housing. Now, I know everybody's saying, why don't you just switch to speed density? Well, I'm looking into that. But if I can't tune it myself, I have to pay somebody else to do it, and it turns into a big deal. But when it's all said and done, it'll just go straight, one piece of pipe, into an elbow, and it's done. So, maybe we'll hear it start here sometime soon. Oh, I'll show you the fun part. For those of you that are thinking about using a hole saw and getting lazy and cutting a hole in your trunk floor, you might want to rethink it. I don't know. You can see I've got a cut in the fuel line here and a cut here. That's my fault. I did that. So I gotta figure out how to replace that or fix those lines. It runs! We just left the blower off of it. We got a bad fuel pump on the car, so we've got this set up. There it is. First time it's ran in years. So this thing runs. It sits here and idles, but the thing is just puking black smoke out of it. We're getting it narrowed down to sensors. The mass airflow sensor, we've played with it, we've put different housings on it. We've got it about as good as we can get it with mass airflow sensor swaps and housing swaps. We've got the biggest housing we can get, and we've swapped mass airflow sensors, and it's as good as that's going to get. Alright, so now we did notice that it's not coming up to temperature. Like the mechanical gauge does not even creep up to 130. I mean, it's like not doing anything. So we're going to put a different thermostat in it, which the owner said he put a 190 thermostat in it, but this thing is not warming up. We've been running it for a while. I know with it running rich, you know, it'll keep them a little bit cooler, but we've been running this thing for a while now, and it's not doing anything. So how do you like this fuel jug set up here? The fuel pump in the back acts like it's locked up. Like you'll turn the key on and you'll hear it clunk like it's being stopped. So I had a fuel pump set up for that I use for timing injector pumps on diesel engines, and we just dropped it down into a gas jug and hooked it up to the fuel lines. We've played with timing. We put new plugs in it. We've checked firing orders and all that stuff. So the other guys are going to parts store right now to get a thermostat, and I'm waiting on this thing to cool down a little bit more so I can take it off. But just to show you what we did here, this is just a piece of aluminum pipe that I actually pulled off the intercooler on this car. It was actually stuck in there in a fender somewhere, so we took it out. Is that NICs? It's NICs on that thing. We've cut it. I welded a piece here for the bypass valve, which loops around here, goes back into this pipe, which is actually an exhaust pipe pulled off of a diesel truck, off of a Power Stroke. And I had to use a torch and burn all the old nasty oil and soot and stuff out of the inside of it. Hence the collar of it. It's a stainless steel 4-inch pipe. So you see what I'm working with here. We've plugged some vacuum leaks. We found a lot of little problems here and there, but nothing that's made huge differences. Now, one time we unhooked the mass airflow sensor, and the thing sat here, and even though it idled rough, it cleaned up. There was no smoke. So we're getting it narrowed down. We're going to see this thing run smooth, hopefully, yet tonight. I just want to let everybody know what's going on with the red car. I had to admit defeat on it. I can't tune it. It needs tuned. It needs a mass airflow sensor messed with on it. We got to where it would idle somewhat clean, but it still just wants to just run really rich, especially when you get into the throttle. So I did end up putting a fuel pump in it that I had laying around. Had the owner drive it, and he finally got on there one time coming back up the road, and he said that he's in third gear, and when he first laid into it, it's kind of cutting out and stuff. I think it was just fouling, you know, and he said eventually it come out of it and it took off and actually broke the tires loose in third gear, which it should, right? So now it's kind of up to him to take it somewhere to have it tuned. It's too old for me to mess with it. All I have is EFI Live, and I can't do anything with it. But anyways, the car has a lot of potential. A lot of potential to break the transmission. That's a lot of potential, right? So hopefully you know, something will happen soon with it, and if it does, I'll let everybody know. But for right now, I guess the best thing that I have done was make the piping for it, and that was a big holdup there for a long time because we didn't know really the best way to go about doing it. So now that that's gone, we got some other projects lined up. Like we've got another Fox body coming in here. Same deal. I think it's getting maybe a Paxton or something. I don't know. Just on a 302. So that's coming up. And a few others. We'll try to fill everybody in as it goes.